I think to myself sometimes, how do you sell anime to weebs? And then God answered me with this fucking anime. The opening of this anime managed to show me what happens when you make a product not for entertainment. You have action-packed, pointless fight scenes with big ol' fucking titties in them, and if that wasn't bad enough, they even did it at a discounted price by designing all of the major backdrops and vehicles so that you could run them on your PS2. We all understand that anime these days have low budgets, and that for some of the more demanding scenes later in development will cost you too much money to hand draw, you may have to cheap out by filling in the blanks with CGI. But what you should never do is just fill in the drops with all CGI models. Like, I can't even tell if it's just because of actual budget restraints, since this show gets passed around to licensors and directors, like my mother gets passed around by my friends and all the 11-year-olds on Xbox Live. Or if it's just because the development wanted it out the door as fast as possible that they outsourced all the CGI to Chinese kids working in sweatshops that were supposed to be making the next pachinko machine for Konami. We may actually never know. When I sat down to watch this, I really wanted to enjoy it. I loved how the first season was paced and how it introduced characters in a slow and interesting way. I tried so hard. I was like, look, let's just get past the first 10 minutes of the show and then forget about it. The same way you forget about the first 10 minutes of prom night you spent staring down at that girl you never talked to. I just wanted to move on and enjoy the show. I was expecting the same story I got from the last season and the movie to just glide along into a new setting, but no, they forced the school setting on you again. Can't have anime without jailbait teens, am I right? But I keep pushing forward, looking past this and just hoping that the same semi-serious, light-hearted plot that the first season brought to us would be repeated. But it's just not there. It changed its tone, and not to something I like. All that keeps crossing my mind is that anime doesn't know where to stop. It just keeps going when it doesn't need to. You could have had a satisfying ending with the first season, but studios seem to hate having the MC die in shows like this, because they can't milk it for money in the future if the MC is dead. That's what happened here. The studio has kept pushing to milk whatever 12-year-olds love, tits and action CGI scenes. Yet again, this is the difference between product and entertainment. Was a trait thought up and then the characters designed around it? Or was the character's backstory, ambitions, and history thought of before designing them to fit into the story without just being basic fan service? Don't get me wrong, we all love a bit of tits and maybe some lolly butt at times, but it's just gone too far. So I bashed the animation, the studio, and the characters. Let's cover the ending now. As I wasn't a big fan of the beginning, I am most certainly not a fan of the ending. The whole plot boils down to, a new evil has awakened and our heroes must stop it, basically as a cliche as the opening was. May as well finish the way we started, I guess. It all degrades to the final big fight of good versus evil, blah blah fucking blah. We've seen this plot 100 times. It doesn't just finish with bad guy dies, the good guy Shiro decides he has had enough and he's going to destroy the source of everyone's power. There's no clear motivation for him to do this, just basic plot convenience and trying to hit the wow factor in the audience. I don't understand though. Why would the writers want to destroy the interest people have in the show? Pretty much all the lore in the show is based around these powers, how the kings are chosen and how they delegate their power to their followers. We have only really seen a handful of clans as well, so you're left with the feeling that there is nothing to keep you here to watch it. The lore is gone and gone before we even see other interesting clans and how they have taken this set of rules for power they wield and made it their own. I understand the story holds together with other clans, and in the end you don't really need other clans to keep the story going, but it took a movie and a second season to introduce one new clan, when the first season did fine introducing 4 clans and fleshing them out. The Green Clan is rather lukewarm at best. The clan's members are faceless people that are killing people to earn points for a website that gives you magic powers as you rank. Now, maybe I'm not a story writer myself, but I can see where the Green Clan is at most basic form of shitty plot device made up to justify a second season. All I need to know by the end is that I still fucking hate my life for watching this show. Kill me.
Had a weird dream, I killed all my friends. It was very therapeutic. I stabbed all of them to the song of the dead, except no one's playing music. Woke up next morn with a knife in my hand. Sleepwalker's just my child's play. Woke up alert to the one thing I dread. School. One solution that I've always had in my mind, kill them.